I wonder whether you have observed in the years an evolution of the concept of crisis. And if so, how? And if
Yeah,
you can provide examples of how you saw that changing.
our society changed very fast. And that means that also the risks in our society are changing. For example, the risks of 20 years ago are not the same than the risks nowadays. For example, 10 years ago, there was a really terrorist threat with Daesh. There's still a terrorist threat. But nowadays, what we see, the most important threat is maybe the impact of climate change. 20 years ago, was not that impact, and now we see it every day. There is an impact of climate change. So yes, the society is changing, but also the risks, and therefore it's key to analyze the risks in our society before we start crisis preparedness and crisis management. You have to know what are the risks in our society, and not only today, but also tomorrow and next year. So that's key, and that is what we also see in the National Crisis Center, that we start with analyzing our society and the risks in our society. And yes, of course, those risks are changing. For example, now it's climate change, but also geopolitical situation is changing. For example, we are very independent of internet. 20 years ago, it was still possible to work without internet. Nowadays, if there is no internet, you are totally lost. So these are all new risks. So, and crisis management and crisis preparedness has to take into account all those new risks in the society.